welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll be discussing about an entity that I have come to realize isn't very well known, doesn't have a lot of information about, and so forth. I thought I can give you guys my insight about him. I had known him since I was 8, possibly in other lifetimes, I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, I thought to give you guys some insight regarding him, and also show some drawings I have did of him over the course of years. And I have also written on my blog information about him that I am willing to share through this video as well. The post may or may not be posted on my blog, I'm not exactly sure. I am still editing it and adding information to it. But I will be reading off of this to be a little bit more coherent for you guys, so you guys can understand a little bit better. So, recently, my spirit friend that I've known since I was 8, within this current lifetime, finally revealed himself to me, and a beloved friend of mine, that he was none other than Amyamon himself. I had my own speculations on whether if he was Amon or another demon. Considering when I was younger, I had called him Shadow. Upon reaching the age of 13 or 14, he decided I addressed him as Amon. Now, there's many ways of pronouncing his name. I call him Amon. Some people, my friend I think calls Amon. There's Amen or Amen. He hasn't corrected me yet with Amen, so I'm just calling him Amon for short. After all this time, he decided to finally allow both me and her to know who he truly is. He simply told us that there was a particular reason why he didn't want us to know his name, and that's not for here. Sorry. Anyways, I've come to the realization that a lot of people don't know of this specific prince/demon. And after having him by my side all these years, and quite possibly lifetimes, still diving deeper into that aspect, I feel like I can offer some good insight regarding him and my experiences. And yes, this is a mixture of UPGs, SPGs, and VPGs. If I remember, I will put down what those mean in the description down below or as a comment. Well, we will get to his correspondences later down the road. Now, I'm going to get on to working with him. And this is one of the drawings I have done of him in the past, in 2017. Amyamon isn't someone who will just go around randomly picking and trying to lure people to him. He has a complicated relationship with mortals, I'd say. He very rarely will work with people, and from what I experienced with him at such a young age, he will challenge you in aggressive ways that will break you down, similar to an experience I had with Abaddon, who I had accidentally called him Abaddon. Regardless, he truly wreaked havoc on me. Things are good now, though, I promise. He does this in a way to truly see if you're worth his time. Amyamon. If you truly have what it takes to go above and beyond, and if you are truly willing, you have to earn his respect. And I do mean you have to earn his respect and show him that you are willing. He doesn't like to work with people who he knows very well won't put in any effort to help themselves in all shapes and form. He will know if you're being truthful or not. He always knows. And it's scary for how much he does know. If you are picked or drawn to him, or to work with him, and he accepts to work with you. From my own experience and seeing what he does very well with shadow work, breaking down your walls, to get to the core of things. He is very protective and possessive. He helps you to understand your own path in helping you along your own spiritual evolution. He will make you become more aware and even help you to become more aware of your own actions, your words, your thoughts, and so forth. He where am I? Oh. If he knows there is something bad, he will tell you. He always manages to tell me who is trustworthy and who is not. If he knows there is a lesson to be learned, he will rather be vague and lie. And just so that you can learn from the lesson at hand of what it requires. An example of this would be a coworker I thought was friends, who I thought, I was going to be friends with and stuff. I asked him if I could trust her. To his response was, yeah, you can. You guys seem great. And not much later, me and her got into a fight that rather made us not like each other anymore. He told me I might have lied, but you need to start realizing these things yourself and not always rely on me. A good way to describe his methods and ethics would be tough love. Making you face things that you don't want, but knowing you have to head on, is what Amyamon does as well. He works very well with Lucifer, and ever since I grew up with him, with them, I should say, not just him, but them, they are honestly best friends. They go hand in hand. They are very much polar opposites, but work so well together. What Lucifer doesn't want to convey, Amyamon will brutally. Lucifer is more merciful technically, and Amyamon doesn't show mercy. And for those who have worked with him, maybe you guys understand that he will not show any mercy whatsoever. But it's honestly such a great characteristic of him, like hands down, best guy. Sometimes, however, the two of them do get into fights. Fair warning, but nonetheless, they are best buds, like brothers. Funny thing is, one is 3 inches taller and the other is 3 inches shorter. I'll let you guys figure that one out. And this is a drawing I had, or a watercolor I have done of him, of when I saw him in his actual uniform, his prince uniform. It's not technically pink oriented. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but I thought he would look really cute in pink, so I had to draw him and paint him in pink. He's not upset about that, but it rather seemed to have made him happy. And like I said, I had to make this video twice. I don't think I said it, but he has chocolate colored skin tone, and it's such a gorgeous skin tone. I wish I could really capture it in art form, but it's hard for me to. The best way I can describe it is that his skin is like just a deep dark chocolate color, and it's just so beautiful. Anyways, what to expect when you work with him. He can come off as really mean, cold and rude. He doesn't hold his tongue back nor his words. Oftentimes his words sting like a snake bite. There is also the idea that Amyamon's breath is poisonous and deadly. This to me is actually his words and how he speaks, because his words can hurt and can break you down. He knows very well how to truly make someone fold and crush under his words alone. I have seen it firsthand. He's done it to me. He's done it to other spirits that I've known and entities. When I say he can be brutal, he can be brutal. Like, words cannot describe the amount of power he has when he speaks to you, especially to shut you down and to break you down, to make you break. It is scary and terrifying and intimidating how he does it. That's the best way I can really describe it, honestly. He doesn't beat around the bush and so forth. His presence is very intimidating and strong. He curses, he swears a lot as well. He can be comical or strictly stern. It depends on who you are and what relationship you have with him. Oftentimes you will most likely see him serious. He is like a brick wall when he's like this. Take a break real quick. Okay. He loves to fight and never backs down from one, and goes for most all types. Arguing, physically, astrally, etc. He loves to fight. He doesn't lose easily either. I have, however, seen him wield a weapon. I have never seen him wield a weapon. He has always told me that it slows him down, and he would rather use his hands that are tied to his abilities. Because the way he fights with his abilities and things like that, he truly doesn't need a weapon. Which also makes him a little bit more intimidating, because he he doesn't need a weapon. I've seen him fight with Lucifer, and he doesn't need a weapon. It's crazy. And if you work with him and you see him fight, you know, if you evolve into a relationship like that, you'll see how crazy that is. His rage is something else and very noteworthy. Very noteworthy. You will know when you angered him or if he's upset with you and so forth. You can try and deny it, but it grows as intense heat, which is another thing to mention. He's very warm-blooded / hot. And I truly mean it. This is where I would mean that, you know, I've always seen him wear a leather jacket and stuff. He hates the cold weather. At least for me, of what I've noticed, he does not like coldness at all. He hates it. He despises it. You know, he hates cold weather and getting shivers. His own domain that he allowed me to finally see through lucid dreaming very recently too was unbelievably hot. His castle was made from sand, and his land was nothing but sand, like a desert. And here he was wearing his leather jacket, okay, without breaking a sweat. You heard me right. If you ever been to Yuma, Arizona, or Phoenix, Arizona, imagine that heat but 10 times more intense. Like, literally, when I had arrived in that place with him in the dream, oh my god, I felt like I was gonna, like, suffocate or something. And it was interesting because, you know, when I saw his castle and things like that, he was like, come on, you know, I was like, okay. And I looked down and I saw, like, this key. Let me see if I can try and find the drawing real quick. Okay. So I did find the drawing. Because within that dream, when we were like, or he was allowing me to see his domain and his castle and where he actually resides, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's been years, and like, he's finally allowing me to see where he lives, where he resides. That's amazing. But see, you know, I had drawn the key. I was thinking about making art prints of this, but I'm not sure. But these are like how I saw the key in the dream. He's not telling me where it's from, why, you know, it was there. It was buried in the sand. He's like, oh, there it is. And I was like, cool, thank you, let's go. And I was like, okay. And he's not giving me a feeling or a vibe that I can't show you guys this, so I'm showing you guys it. Because usually when I know he's doesn't want me to do something, he will very flat out tell me very quickly not to do it. He might do the same to you. But yeah, it was really cool seeing the key. It kind of reminded me of like the key from what do you call it? Return to Oz. If anyone's seen that video or that movie. But anyways, continuing. His appearance, as you guys have been seeing from the drawings that I have been showing you guys. His appearance, without a doubt, I'm sure will differentiate between each individual. However, for me and my friend, he's muscular and has rich, dark chocolate skin. His hair is short and changes from platinum blonde to a silver white. His hair is somewhat like a buzz cut, but just slightly grown out more, if that makes sense. His eyes range and are often either completely black, the whites of his eyes are black, or to where his actual pupils are like a rich yellow color. So like, Here, I'll cover one side of this. So this is one way of how his eyes are. I have drawn this picture for, I think I was like 13 when I drew this picture, but this is how his eyes can be, where it's like this, and then his pupil is like a gold color, or sometimes it's completely black to where you can't even see his actual pupil. And then other times it can be like how this one is. And actually, I'll show you this one. This is like a group drawing I did of the spirits. Because they all had worked together. But, so like this one's him. So see how his eyes are here? They can also look this way as well. Just a FYI for any one of you guys, if he does appear and stuff, this is how he's appearing to me and has appeared for the longest time. He does have piercings, as you guys see him again. He has piercings at several at that, and oftentimes get the vibe of being rather Egyptian. I feel like I feel like that's very important to address, that he gives off just like an Egyptian type of vibe to him. Back to our original topic though, he has earrings and several piercings upon his face and along his ears and his tongue. His tongue, he has a like a tongue piercing. I don't know why I had a hard time describing that. He is usually seen wearing his leather jackets, a simple, clean look as he wears a chain necklace, either silver or gold. His shirt is gray and black and wears matching black jeans with black boots. In his more formal outfit, he has a prince, or he looks like a prince, you know, like the drawing I showed earlier. His outfit, when he is in his actual, like, you know, done up form, the parts that are pink are actually more of like gold tones, gold and silver. And it kind of looks almost like a military uniform. Like their uniforms, like actual outfits, are really nice. Kind of like, you know, how I would say archangels tend to look as well. He has his hair usually slicked back when he is wearing his uniform as well, which is very out of character for how he is. It's really like a 180 type of deal. And he does have a crown too. I forgot about that. He does have a crown. Sometimes he'll wear it with his outfits, sometimes he won't. Truly, he doesn't really, as far as I've noticed, he doesn't really like wearing his actual uniform very much. But it doesn't mean that he never has. So yes, the correspondences. We finally made it to the correspondence part, you guys. Oh my gosh. And I think I showed you all the pictures I've done of him so far. Oh, well, I guess I can show you guys this though. I had gotten this from my spirit family book. Because I had allowed him to write some things down when I was making him a journal. I just didn't have enough information for him regarding that, but I had put quotes in here that represent him, and this is one I had did. Kinda can't see it, but it says, "These violent delights have violent ends." And then there's this one, which was, anger was better than tears, better than grief, better than guilt. And then lastly, I had done this one in honor to represent him. And as you see, I have done a lot of reptile, like snakes and stuff with him. And that is one of his correspondences, as we will get to within a second. So his name is Amyamon. There's different ways on how you can spell his name, Amyamon. I don't suggest you guys to call him Amen unless he is okay with that. Like I said, he is very strict in ways of how he wants you to address him, how he wants you to work with him, so forth. Just don't go willy-nilly about that, because it will bite you it will just come back at you, and not in a great way, especially with him. So just be careful with that. So for the most part with this, I'm just going to address him as a Amyamon. The direction that he's associated with. He is considered the cardinal king of the south, and at times associated with the east. He embodies the elements of summer, but in a darker aspect. His element is air and fire. Scents that are associated with him includes hazel, dragon's blood. I have known him to really like the scent 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪, which is a cologne, but there's also like incense of it. He absolutely loves the scent, so if you can get your hands on that, I'm not like 100% sure that that's going to make him super happy. Frankincense, pine, musk, agarwood, patchouli, cedar, sandalwood, leather, tobacco, oud, O-U-D, I think that's how you say it, amber, benzoin, myrrh, cinnamon, vampire's blood. So vampire's blood is a certain type of incense. It's red and black. It's really nice. I have known him to definitely enjoy that type of incense as well. But he just really likes strong, musky scents that are usually associated with earth. The days that he's associated with, I get that he is associated with Sunday and Tuesday, but can be worked with on any day of the week if you wish to do things that way. Crystals that he is associated with, that he has told me and that I have gathered, is onyx, amethyst, citrine, gold, obsidian, 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓪, and 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓪 mainly because of my friend. Black tourmaline, moldavite, tektite, malachite, amazonite, lapis lazuli, pyrite, zebra stone. I do believe he is fine with most yellow-based stones as well, and black stones, but he will guide you to the ones he knows you will need specifically to work with him. His sacred symbols would be reptiles of all kinds and all sorts, specifically snakes though, dragons, warrior symbols, skulls, pyramids, Egyptian symbols, and athletics, and along with death symbols as well. His planet that he's associated with, in a sense, would be the Black Sun, Earth, Mars, and Neptune. The tarot that he is associated with is the Eight of Pentacles and the Death card. His colors is gold, mainly gold and yellow, black, silver, red, orange, gray, white, and purple. But the I think it's Clypha. I will probably put it down here or put it in the description as well, because I am terrible at verbally saying certain things. But I'll put what he is associated with that. Offerings related to him would be hazelnut based offerings, alcohol, coffee, tea, chocolate, incense, crystals, drawings, music, doing shadow work, standing up for yourself, fighting for your rights, working on yourself and becoming better, not backing down from a fight, and protecting something with strong determination. He really does appreciate more physical offerings in this sense versus more traditional offerings like foods and drinks. He likes seeing you actually be proactive and actually being really, just like action oriented physically and mentally than you just giving him something on like an altar for him. He prefers something more physical directly to you. So like, standing up for yourself, that would be like an offering for him. That would suffice him enough. That would make him proud enough of you. So things like that he likes more as offerings. What can he help with? Shadow work. Doing deeper workings. Learning to transmute energy. Protection magic. Doing curses and hexes. Blocking energy and removing blockages. Grounding. Connecting to earth. Getting things up to speed. Seeing beyond the veil. Dream work. Astral travel. Communication. Developing your skills. Death energies, divination, elemental magic, and sex magic. There's probably a few other things that he is also really good at working things with. So that's another thing that you can use to work with him if, you know, he is calling out to you, if you are drawn to him, so forth. Some other info though I would like to address with him. I forgot I had another drawing. So this one is actually one that I did. Obviously that one's me. Because there was a certain type of shadow work that we were doing, and it was just so beautiful that he nearly made me almost cry because of how beautiful it was. That I had to draw something as a reminder of it. That, you know, it was so beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. The video is already 26 minutes long. I'm gonna just get to the other info real quick. He does like the arts and different mediums of it. He loves the band Five Finger Death Punch and loves the song specifically Under and Over It. Without a doubt, I can always feel his presence no matter what when their music plays. This was one way I was able to get a good friend of mine in contact with him. He also loves gold colors more, but is okay with silver. So yes, if you are having a hard time connecting with him, just blast some Five Finger Death Punch, right? Yeah. I always want to say like five finger punch death, and I know that's my dyslexia acting up with that. But regardless, he does love their music. He is a huge fan of their music. It represents his energy very well. And I can always, without a doubt, feel his energy when I have one of their musics playing. But yes, so again, I hope this helps you guys if he is reaching out to you, if you are feeling drawn to him. Just like I said though, be careful, because with the idea of him having like the poisonous breath, I still describe it as being more or less how he speaks, how verbal he can be. You know, he's not very, like I said, you know, if you work with Lucifer, Lucifer's great. I'm not saying Amyamon isn't great. He is very great. But see, let's put that Lucifer represents the brighter side of the sun. Amyamon represents the darker half. So they go hand in hand. And like I said, you know, they're like brothers. They get along well, but they also fight a lot too. Whatever Lucifer doesn't actually want to convey himself, Amyamon will flat out smack you in the face with his words to get it across. He doesn't care how rough, how brutal, how hurtful it will be to you. He will tell you straight on, straight in your face, you know, whether you like it or not. And it can be brutal, I'm not gonna lie. And then, you know, the things I've experienced with him when I was younger, it is rough. And if you don't know how to deal with him, you know, you would probably get to the point where you're like, hey, I need some help, I need someone to like exorcise me, you know, get him out of my life. But something that I feel like is a key point with this is that, one, he tests you to truly see if you are worth his time and efforts. And two, with deities and higher entities and stuff, even if they seem like they are an enemy, there is always something larger playing at hand regarding their motives and ideas and thoughts. So that's all I'm going to say. Anyways, I hope this video was very insightful for you guys. Let me know what you guys think of the drawings I did of him. I'd be very curious. There would be probably some more uploaded onto my Instagram and so forth, because I do often like to draw them as offerings and just to showcase their awesomeness to you guys. So yeah, I hope you all have a very good, lovely day, week, month, and year, and I will see you all later. Bye!